Hello, Wormhole Extremists and viewers. We're in a bit of a loop today. Actually, a few hundred of them.
With milk.
But who's counting?
No,
My name is
who
David.
is counting?
I'm
I'm
with
Nicole.
Nicole.
I'm Yvie.
And this is Eating with Stargate Friends. But maybe a little variety helps. All right. Now, it is time for Fruit Loops of the World. Because today we're watching Window of Opportunity. And oh yeah, Divide and Conquer.
Mm-hmm. That one first. Yeah.
The one of the most praised episodes of Stargate. And
Indeed.
probably the most polarizing episode of Stargate as well in terms of fandom.
Yep.
But
Absolutely.
they really go well together. So we're really glad you're with us.
I'm really enjoying
Indeed.
this one.
Indeed we are.
So Jack was eating American Fruit Loops.
Mm-hmm.
So that's these. I'm interested to see if the toucan is overseas as well. So Fruit Loops is a brand by Kellogg's. Kellogg's is a Detroit is a Battle Creek, Michigan based brand.
Okay.
They have some kid thing going on, right? Follow your nose to Fruit Loops World. So that's what's going on.
Yeah, we don't have that.
No. No.
We
Nicole,
have
let's. Yeah, go ahead, Evie.
I was going to say we have the toucan, but in Australia, and I think it might be the same in the UK. We have different guidelines around the food coloring. So some of the colors that you use in the US, we can't use in in Australia and the UK
Because you actually
we've got
care
different
about
guidelines.
obesity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So ours are a bit more muted, I think is the right word.
Do you have?
Yeah, I just ate some muted ones.
Do you have
Yeah.
some muted one? Evie, do you have the box still?
I don't know. It came in a little tiny sachet because I didn't want to buy a huge box because I can't really eat a lot of cereal because I'm gluten intolerant. But this is like basically, I don't know if you can see the coloring.
Oh, that's kind of what mine looks like. Mine's
With the
actually
dripping
slightly
milk.
pinker. Mine's
Yeah.
slightly pinker. Shall I get mine out?
Yeah, so it's a little bit more muted than I think the American version.
Okay.
Nicole,
I got
let's
my
see
box.
yours.
Boring. The
Yeah.
rainbow.
You don't
That's
have a
very similar to
toucan.
mine.
Interesting.
It's
But there's no
pink.
green. There's
No,
no
so
green.
yours had green and mine doesn't. Mine has yellow, purple, and pink. And I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
And so I tried to buy the American ones, but I couldn't. And the back has got nothing on it because we don't have fun anymore in England. Yeah, it says 12 servings. I've already had 3. That's a lie. So
I have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. I mean,
we should be sponsored by Kellogg's for this, honestly. We deserve it.
We don't have blue. We don't have blue.
really?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
There's a blue.
Can you see that? There you go.
And there.
Yeah, I don't
there's
have
a,
blue. I have
a
purple.
and a green.
Yeah.
Okay,
Also-
enough with that crap.
The flavor doesn't taste very fruity. Like there's a hint of maybe a berry in there, but this tastes like if Golden Nuggets, which I think might taste similar to Captain Crunch, had a baby with Cheerios. Is what it tastes like. FYI, I couldn't find these for ages. I ran around 5 or 6 different American shops that didn't have them. Went to a Sainsbury's, didn't have any of this, but they had Cheerios. I went, I'm going to dye some Cheerios when I get home. And then I went to an Asda.
Cheerios.
I know, it was desperate times. But then I went to Asda and I was like, boom, Fruit Loops, the crap ones, but I'll do it. So, yeah, a lot of circular shaped fruit, food, just like
only
Stargate.
occurred to me just now
Mm-hmm.
that they go through loops, and Jack is eating loops.
That's
Do you
how
think
just
that
occurred to me as well.
that was deliberate? I'm
Yes,
gonna have to
I
ask Peter
I have
DeLuise when I get
notes.
him back on.
I have notes on that.
Oh, you do?
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. All right, I'm looking forward to covering that. Yeah, I'm not eating this whole box. I'm giving this to the neighbor's kids.
Oh, I'm eating it.
So really,
mine's not
okay.
too bad.
No,
Oh, so
this is going to my
actually,
neighbor's buddies.
I would like to see what your like calorie or sugar content is in your cereal
Before
we move on.
Per serving, so the serving sizes are probably going to be different because we're all fat. Just look at me.
What is your serving size? I love this.
It is so serving size is 1 1/3 cup.
Somebody tell me what that is. Mine's 30 grams.
39 grams.
Okay.
Serving
so
size is 39 grams. So yours is 30,
Okay.
mine is 39. I am not surprised at all. And it's 150 calories.
This is 110.
Yep.
Oh,
That's
wow.
why
Okay,
we're
that's
fat.
a pretty big difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god.
I went to
Okay.
the Philippines. I lost 80 pounds. And I ate exactly the same stuff, generally speaking, but the portions were smaller when I lived in the
Oh
Philippines.
wow. 80
So I
pounds
came
is
back
big.
and everyone was like, "Where did you go?"
No, you disappeared.
So,
It's like the reverse of who ate Monica from Friends.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so we're going to be watching Divide and Conquer and then Window of
Mhm.
Opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be enjoying ourselves. So I hope you guys are ready to go. Do you have Adam's artwork in the emails that I
I've
sent?
got mine ready to go.
Yes, I managed to open the email and not look at the images. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I did a bunch
Alright.
of squinting, so
Okay, so you ready for Divide and Conquer?
yes.
Let's see what Adam came up with for Divide and Conquer.
I love
Oh,
this. It's like a puppet on a
Wow.
string,
Yep.
but is
The
a brain.
art style is awesome.
Yep.
I love that.
It's
That's
like he
great.
went with a similar approach with
The brainwashing.
the brain. Well, no, the yes, it has the style of the brainwashing, but it's he returned to the gamekeeper approach.
Mm.
Yes, with the puppets.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, agreed. Only the
I like
hand is probably a little bit better.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Than they were
the-
back then.
The styling
People
is a
being
lot
manipulated.
better. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that a
Wow.
lot.
This is
That's
really
that's
cool.
yeah. Puppet on a
That is
string.
very
type thing.
cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
The brain is so detailed.
Yes, it is.
It's a good
I'm
brain.
sure the AI has a lot of brain material, as it were.
Yeah.
Mm.
Very
Hopefully
well
not too
done, Adam.
much brain material.
Mm-hmm.
Don't come for us.
All right.
Every week.
Jeez. You ready for Window of Opportunity?
Yes.
I've been looking forward
Yeah.
to this one. All right,
Me
let's
too.
have a look at it.
Okay, opening. Oh, yes.
It's just a singular golf ball.
This is
ready to
Alaris.
yeet.
I bet this
Yeah.
is Alaris.
Oh,
Oh, what, it
is
being yeeted here?
incredible.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. Oh,
How
wow.
far is
It
Lois
kind of
anyway?
almost looks
Several
like the,
billion miles.
I don't know.
It's really cool.
It looks like the universe gate or something. It looks a bit different.
Oh yeah.
But I
Yeah.
really like
The
it.
Stargates are always unique. So,
The AI
Yeah.
trying to make some magic.
uh-huh.
I actually love the backgrounds and the colors in the sky.
Space.
Yep, the galaxy. I love the terrain with
Yeah.
the shadows.
The shadows are incredible,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah,
just
I like the sand.
dimples on the golf ball.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Very
That's it.
cool.
And the light in the
Eternal
dark.
Darkness. Has Eternal Darkness been here before? We have a person in here whose name I don't
I
recognize.
don't think so. Well, welcome.
Welcome, Eternal Darkness. Where doth you find us? I don't even realize I'm doing it sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
What's that? Being funny?
Yeah, it just comes out. Not my fault.
Sure. All right, gang. Well done, Adam. We're going to go ahead and get our episodes here ready to go. If you haven't joined us before, you have to
Indeed.
have your own episodes on DVD or file. It has to be the NTSC version, unless you don't mind not being in time with us. The episode is 42
you'll go
minutes
ahead
in
of it.
length.
If yours is English
Right.
or PAL. Yeah.
And we run a timer on the screen so that you can keep up.
We do.
Yeah.
So let me
Just-
see here.
Move things around.
Yes.
My screen is not tilted enough. There we go.
Okay.
Boop.
All right. I've got mine ready to go. You guys good?
Yes.
Yeah, I am ready to enjoy some Stargate poo.
Let's start.
I'm ready to divide and conquer.
All right. There we go. Okay. We're going to start our Divide and Conquer rewatch now. And hope you guys enjoy with us. Or enjoy watching with us. In 5, 4, 3. Oh, hang on just a second. Just restart, please. I didn't have the timer ready. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Second time I've done it in the show. Yep. All right, here we go. Ready?
We're back. Yeah.
In 5, 4, 3. You're watching the Wormhole Extremists and our rewatch of Season 4, Episode 5 of Stargate SG-1, Divide and Conquer. My name is David. I'm with Yvie.
Hello.
And Nicole.
Hello, hello.
And SG-1 is doing field work for the president.
Yes.
And that is a nice ring.
I actually found it quite interesting. It's a very small detail, but have the Tok'ra always tracked time using the same day names as Earth? Or do you think they adopted this from the Tari to simplify scheduling?
Because I did find that funny, yes.
Like that the time might flow differently depending on the planet where the base is located?
I'm sure they're just pacifying us.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have one like big room of different clocks for like different planets and times, just like my office. Just so they can track it.
I love that.
That detail of the changing shape of the
it was cool.
of the weapon was really cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
It just really starts out like so like, oh, here we go.
It really does. There's just so many casualties in this episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty gnarly.
Also, why does she just stand up? Like she doesn't obviously have much field training because she's standing up in the middle of a shootout.
Yeah, I always found that a bit strange, but I'm just like, you know what? I think the higher ups probably looking just for an excuse to have Vanessa Angel's outfit on show as much as possible.
Yeah, I think so. So you might have noticed Major Graham's patch. So this is the first time we see the newly formed SG-15. We were only aware of 14 SG teams before, and SG-14 appeared on Show and Tell. And over a year ago, Hammond intended to ask for another 3 teams in Into the Fire.
Yep.
I'm really glad that he didn't. That he only exploded into rocks. That was very non-messy.
Yeah, considering that it actually kind of gets kind of gruesome the first scene after the credits.
Yeah, this is showtime for crying out loud.
Yeah. So I was going to say this episode guest stars, as we just saw, Philip Mitchell as Major Thomas Graham. So this is his second of 4 Stargate appearances. He also appeared as a Jafar in The Serpent's Lair and will return in a season 8 episode as a Jafar in Sacrifices, and is also one of the armed men Vala destroys in the diner during the season 10 episode Memento Mori. And amazing. According to IMDb, he currently works as a stunt performer.
Wow.
He did like 20 episodes of Legends of Tomorrow, and he also did the movie Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
It's a good film. Not as good as the first one.
Yeah, and I wanted to say shout out to Andrew Jackson as Supreme High Counselor Persis.
Yes.
This is his only Stargate episode. And also to Kirsten Rebeck as Lieutenant Asta. This is her only Stargate appearance.
Yeah. Yep.
I didn't realize that she's been in like 10 episodes of Firefly Lane as Carol, who's like a news anchor and a former Miss Washington State. And if you haven't seen it, her performance is really great.
That's legit.
This episode is a great example of like her being able to act her chops off. She's doing great.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, in the scheme of things, JR and Martouf, he's not really appeared in a lot in the show. It feels like he's been there more than he has, in my opinion.
He has a big presence, yeah. I was going to say that this marks the last time that we see Freya/Anise, who is MGM TV president's sexy female alien.
Yep.
And it also marks the only time that we see Freya appear without Anise.
Oh, really?
So,
yeah. You don't hear from Anise at all. And according to Joe Malozzi, Vanessa Angel was a consummate professional, and they would have brought her character back if they could find a more fitting and satisfying storyline for her, but they didn't. So.
Yeah, Renal kind of takes
the
place of her in season 5, but Renal was more of a, it was just more of a, expository. And, you're not going to bring Vanessa Angel back unless she's going to be a part of the story. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, she's had a good run though. She's
Yeah,
had what,
yeah.
3 episodes?
Oh, she's had some great episodes. They've been my favorites.
Mm.
Yep. Those damn Zatark detectors.
Yep.
I know, the Xanax detectors.
The Xanax detector.
Can I just say as well that Evie and I are about to have like double meltdowns together, 2 episodes
I
straight.
know.
Like this is about to be a good
I
time
know.
for us.
It's gonna be wild.
I feel like my scores are going to be
Yeah.
a little bit
Yep.
yeah. You know exactly what I mean.
hmm
The problem with lie detectors,
Yep.
as most of us, if not all of us, know, is that
hmm
they're not entirely accurate.
No, they're not.
No.
Nor does the Zatark detector seem to be if the questions are not calibrated properly and the answers are not given exactly.
Yeah,
If you're
well, the
concealing
answers...
something, it can give a false positive.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
So that is precisely what happens here. But she doesn't misconstrue what the machine does. Like she's
No.
very upfront that it is like experimental and it's only worked a handful of times as far as she's aware.
Do you know what I think would work 100% of the time?
What's that?
Stripping everyone down and finding the Zatark rings.
Oh,
I think that would
show us
work.
your jewelry. Show
Yeah.
us your jewelry.
You know, the only other
Zatark
thing
rings
that I
are a
can
bit much.
think of
That's
is
it.
that
Get rid
they're
of it.
created somehow in the body, but how the heck does that work? So,
Yeah.
but whatever. Details.
Indeed. I love
Such
that
a
when Evie
bulky
was
carrier.
was going back to Australia, the last thing we did was watch this just before we went to the airport.
Oh boy.
Of course, we had to.
Yeah.
I sold
And then
all these props. The
I'm
Zatark
jealous.
carrying case and the full
Oh,
version of
that's
the Zatark
cool.
detector.
Wow.
Yep.
So talking about the Zatarg machine, it actually quite closely resembles the Voight-Kampff machine from Blade Runner. So in that
Yeah.
movie, obviously the Blade Runners are asked personal questions and monitor signs like pupil dilation to tell apart humans who show real emotions from replicators who simulate emotional responses.
Yep.
Fun
So I'd
times.
be curious to know if they were like inspired by that.
Oh, I'm sure.
We're not crazy about the Tok'ra. We work with them.
No.
We're allied with them, but we're just not crazy about them.
Don't we see the Zatark detector again in season 6?
Allegiance. Yeah.
Indeed, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I think Asta's a fantastic character. I like the actress a lot. Like, you know, honestly. This whole performance is great.
And this is scary. I mean,
Yeah.
if we've got one in our, God knows, you know, how many have been taken over. So, and they don't know. They're not aware of it at all. They're completely victimized.
Yeah, it's nightmare fuel.
Yep. Subtle effect. Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sad they couldn't bring Vanessa Angel back for stuff, but obviously, like, don't waste her talent on, you know, if you're not going to give her good stuff.
Yep. Well, when you have a special guest star, it's just how it is. You know, you can't bring them back just for exposition. They have to be somehow involved in the plot. You're paying them for, you know, a specific
That's true.
at a specific price point. So the person is being truthful even if they're not aware that they are lying.
Yeah, modified one, isn't it? Yes. Oh, I'm such a nerd.
Look at you.
Oh. Hmm.
Exposition, exposition, exposition.
Were there follow-ups
Yeah.
with the Zaytark detector on
I don't
if there
think
could
so.
be anything at all to be done about it? But I guess not.
No, I don't think there was.
To be done about the Zaytarks?
Yeah.
Well, once
But
they
that was,
activate,
you know-
that's it. They go crazy.
I know, but if they're able to, what if they find more down the road? Like, were
I
they able
don't
to
think-
recover them or just
No,
they
I
just
don't
off
think
them?
they revisited it at all. So Astor's flashback includes reused footage from the season 3 episode Into the Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did recognize
Yeah,
that.
Horus Guards.
1,000 times I've watched it. See, we don't mind a clip show. You know,
Oh.
like they've clip showed this as a way to save money, and I'm a-okay with that.
Yeah, well, I am so engrossed in the story, I actually don't even notice that it's a clip show,
Nope,
technically.
not at all.
Yeah.
Either.
It doesn't
They
bother
blend
me
it
in the
really well
slightest.
because they've shot new
Yeah.
material with the actor.
Yeah. It adds
It
another
works.
layer.
Yeah.
And also we're learning something new
Yeah.
about Stargate with the clip show.
I think the shot with the Horus Guard was new. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
is
I
new.
think it
Yeah,
might have been.
it's the other bits
So
that were.
Yeah, the wider field.
yeah, but it's kind of hard to tell if like Hera is at all responsible for what happened to Asta and the implantation, I guess you could call it, because you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt, because the mind control device could alter the Jafar's identity in the victim's thoughts, if that makes sense.
That's a good point, yeah.
I would
Yeah.
think that it's Harrower, because once Harrower goes belly up this season, the problem becomes no more. So it suggests
Yeah,
that
maybe.
he was the system lord who was involved.
Oh, that's such a good point. Big brain, big brain.
Now, when you go in the second time plugged into this thing, I would be worried.
Yeah. So what was this decision behind having Freya the whole episode? Do we know any info about that? About why Freya was present and not Anise?
No, I couldn't find anything any information on that, because it's interesting. At the very start, General Hammond introduced her as Anise,
Yeah.
and they very rarely refer to the symbiote when we're talking about the Tok'ra. They usually refer to the human.
I would think that
Yeah.
the Tok'ra wouldn't get too offensive about it. I'm
No.
Anise, not Freya. You know, just
They-
yeah, they're both they're one and the same.
They have many names. Yeah,
Yeah.
they have different names.
they
It's
just
quite
roll
hard.
with
Unless
it.
they want to think of a new combined name, then yeah.
I guess Anise. So Anise, it's Freya's the symbiote, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess Freya just didn't want to come out to play this episode. They wouldn't pay her.
No,
her
Anise
day
is
rate.
the symbiote.
Oh, so no,
Freya
Anise is the symbiote.
human.
Freya's the human,
Okay,
yeah.
so Anise didn't want to come out to play because they wouldn't pay her day rate.
Maybe
So I'm
she's
actually
just very busy doing like mathematical or scientific like calculations. Like
my
or
my
something, I don't know.
headcanon on this is that I feel like they've had such minor gripes where everything's gone wrong the last few times they've interacted, and there's so much anger towards the symbiote that maybe my headcanon is they decided to have Anise take a back seat.
I suspect
order
that's
to kinda-
very true.
Maybe.
Because
Yeah, that makes
Anise
sense.
and Freya have probably been talking. It's like, you know what? You don't get anywhere with them when you come out
Yeah.
to talk. Let me just take over and we'll just deal with
And
it.
Denise just wants the science to be like continued and done, and then she can just continue doing all the, as you said, the maths
Yeah.
behind the scenes and figure things out.
I'm
while
sure she's working
Freya
on
takes the
some
lead.
problems in her head. So,
Yeah,
ooh, God, that does not. Oh,
yeah.
You can really feel her pain. She does a very good job.
yeah, she does great.
I think she does. Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly,
So, question: do you think the Zaytag programming also affects the victim's strength, or was it just like determination to, finish their mission or adrenaline?
I think it's an adrenaline
I
rush.
wonder if it sent a shot of
is
adrenaline.
kicking
Yeah, I
some,
think
like,
it's a
some
big
real butt
adrenaline rush.
here.
Yeah, she can't feel
like,
anything.
She doesn't respond to the Zat guns. She takes a bullet to the leg. She beats those two guards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The thing that I never buy with this, a gun going off in a closed room, you flinch and you blink and he doesn't blink. And it's like, nah, you blink.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
loud.
it's automatic.
Your ears hurt like hell. So.
but what if he's just got so much PTSD that like he's kind of overcome it now? He's just like, yeah, bullets. What?
Your
Don't bother
body
me.
your body can't help but react. So I don't know.
I don't know. Never
Maybe.
been around a bullet.
Yeah, I've fired bullets in an open field, and without ear protection,
Yes.
your ears hurt for a while.
Oh, she shot herself. Awful. That's so frustrating that it's like, oh yeah, she died and we can't even extract the information because of the way she offed herself.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Mm.
Like, I feel bad.
Oh boy.
Mm.
Oh.
Oh,
Although it says
man.
dumb.
The subtitle
It says
says dumb.
dumb.
And it's dull.
No, yeah, bad translation.
Yeah, our subtitle's bad, guys. Oh my god, Evie begins. Evie is beginning.
Drawing a blank.
Including your emotions.
Lockwatcher is saying our own David Reed contributed 2 items for this episode in Chevron's Locked.
I did?
Mm.
Okay.
Apparently. I love that. I love that Lockwatcher's like, hey, remember that? David's like,
I don't remember the comments I made about it.
oh, there's a swinging arms. Couldn't slow him down.
Oh, so this is the additional footage that they withheld from upgrades.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love this one because he flings the Naquadah
Oh,
back,
he's
doesn't he?
so slick with that brick. That
Honestly. Where's G and Diada? Get in here and appreciate the slickness. Oh, yeah. Look at him go.
So some of that footage we hadn't seen.
No,
Mhm.
yeah, that
Okay.
one we didn't see.
Well, I remember him like throwing the brick.
we
at
just
him.
saw
We
him with the
that.
backpack filled with
Yeah,
the
you
Naquadah,
don't
but we didn't
see him
actually
taking the brick and flinging
obtain
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
new for this episode?
Yeah.
Throwing
Yep.
the brick?
Yep.
Are
Don't
you
worry,
sure?
Evie and I have overanalyzed these episodes to hell.
Yeah,
We can promise
positive, because
Okay.
I mentioned it in the last episode.
you. Yeah.
Interesting.
And so this is
So
like mostly like
yeah.
original footage.
Yeah.
It would have been filmed at the same time, I imagine. They just
Yeah.
withheld it. Yeah.
Cling film.
Well, I remember this.
Yeah, this was in it. It's the stuff after that's
Yeah.
kind of not.
Well, yeah, him screaming, you know.
Jean
Yes.
Diada says she's appreciating the slickness. That's important. I'm glad. Also, Lockwatcher said bullets bounce for the room. And that's the Mitchell quote.
Whoa,
from
man!
Bullets bounce from Avalon. Mm. Yeah, what did he do?
He wouldn't leave.
Yeah, see, we didn't see
Mm.
all of this.
We saw that bit.
Yeah, we saw that bit,
It
but
cut
it's the
like
stuff
it cut like
after.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we saw originally.
Yeah.
We got lucky. Yeah, she just. I said it before her. Just want to say that because I know it so well.
Yeah, it was one of those just in the nick of time.
Mm-hmm. Well, they only had like 6 minutes left in the episode. They had to speed things
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. Dear. Uh-oh.
Couldn't carry
I remember
it.
when I was a kid and I was like, well, what could it possibly be? The twist of their romantic feelings is honestly like I've never felt more validated in my
I didn't
life.
anticipate
It's-
it either.
It's
Yeah.
very, very well written.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently Lockwatcher says I brought up the fact that it was polarizing because they killed Martouf. It was a big thing at the time. You can still go look at the Gate World poll, and like a huge percentage loved it and a huge percentage hated it. And there was like very little in between.
I
Oh,
read some of
boy.
the stuff on the forum.
I live in between. I love Martooth, but character's got to go sometimes. Just because you need that emotional reminder that not
Yep.
everyone's going to be okay.
Yep, and war people die.
Yep.
We've got a problem on our hands.
Mm. Oh my God, yes, alone in a room together. Oh, I'm getting flashbacks to when alternate Sam came. Woo.
But, so if they scanned them like they scanned Aster at the end, they wouldn't go crazy, would they?
No, I don't think
So
they
go
would.
ahead and do it.
Yeah.
So just take the airman out of the room and, or be prepared to put him down.
Gene Giada just said, been watching Teen Wolf. J.R. Bourne is enjoyable in it. I really like Teen Wolf. It's silly and teenager stuff, but it's a good time, and J.R. Bourne is awesome in it. So, yeah.
I've tried to get him on the show. He won't sit down.
Yeah.
I've invited him 3 times now.
Yeah. Because he's been to GateCon a bunch of times, hasn't he?
Sure has.
Yeah.
Maybe his Teen Wolf schedule's just so busy because he did just do the movie as well.
The movie, yeah, I invited him to come on and promote the movie, and he said no. So
it's his prerogative, I guess.
It is his prerogative. No one's required to sit down with me. So.
Well, we both enjoy sitting down with you, David.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, we do. That's why we've been here for so many years, and will be for so many years to come.
Out of obligation.
No,
absolutely not.
It's a long-term commitment that we're both happy to go through.
Yo-yos.
I love the yo-yos.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
No, he doesn't.
I'm not gonna lie. I really don't know how to feel about this whole situation.
Yeah, well, it's kind of interesting because like Freya's crush seems at odds with Martouf's account of the Tok'ra host symbiote bond.
Yeah,
like, he claims that they share feelings and love together, and they're unable to differentiate between host and symbiote emotions as he experienced with Jolena.
Yeah,
but I mean, maybe this sort of relationship was the exception rather than the rule.
I do remember Rick saying after this scene, no more.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I remember hearing that too.
It really it doesn't make the character look good. Like now that I'm older, I'm now kind of like, oh, it's kind of just a bit gross when everyone's like always hooking up with.
Well, that's more Shepard's thing. Shepard's
Yeah.
Kirk. O'Neill is not Kirk.
No, he's
Yeah.
not.
Or Riker. So
No. Oh gosh, I don't know how to feel about this.
Yeah,
it doesn't really fit in well with the episode.
So he said after this episode,
And
he didn't want to.
He's participating.
Yeah, no, he didn't
Yeah.
want to. He thought that was not,
And he was perfectly fine with kissing Amanda in the next episode. Got it. Perfect. Okay, that's all I needed to know. I just like hearing that. He's like, yeah, Sam and Jack. I'm happy with it. Everything else, no. Amazing.
on an intellectual level.
I'm not gonna lie, I would have totally liked to see that, like see him and Anise bond over their nerdy book stuff.
Yeah,
that'd be so amazing.
The snake likes you.
Yeah. One of my favorite lines.
Lockwatcher, watch the guards look when Anise exits. The actor asked Martin Wood if he could give him a look, and he just said, "Don't stare too long."
Oh, don't go back again. Yeah, this is the only part that doesn't feel in tone. So
I could blow any minute.
yes.
Hmm.
Oh,
the
that
thing
reaction.
is, Jack, it really is the point.
You know what? The actors obviously talked about the fact they wanted to wrap up the Sam and Jack stuff and kind of just like deal with it. And I'm really glad that they do. And I don't mind that we don't get much more of it because at least they've had the conversation and we know where everyone stands.
It's in line with the fact that they're in the military and they can't act on it. So
well, it's not that they're in the military. It's he's her commanding officer.
Yeah.
Well, that's
so
too, yeah.
if they weren't if they weren't under the same chain of command, it wouldn't be a problem.
No.
I love the contradiction of Jack's words and the actions. Like, no need.
The secondary,
pound.
Get the door open. Get her out. Leave.
The guard.
Hello. Yeah, also, what does frustrate me is not only did they like kind of dress down Vanessa Angel a bit, or really dress her up, but like show more skin, but they also felt the need to kind of to obviously make the higher ups happy, I guess, to have her have a romantic kind of moment. And it's like, yo, a woman is allowed to be attractive and not be like, you know, a symbol of sex. So it's quite frustrating as a feminist.
Yeah. So the I was going to mention the Tari Toka Treaty. So later in The Lost City Part 2, Daniel credits Dr. Elizabeth Weir's work as the inspiration for the treaty, but we don't meet her obviously until later.
That's correct. I love the twist in this episode that they've been so concerned with our people that they've not considered theirs.
Yeah. It's also the kind of arrogance that the Toka have again of just like they can't even think it might be one of their own. You know, it's always everyone else. Oh, Martooth is so cute. What a guy.
Adorable.
Gene Diata said that was all the decisions from the suits. They did the same on Andromeda a couple years later.
What's that?
Yeah. The having to like overly sexualize the kind of the attractive women that come in and then kind of force romances into things that aren't needed.
The fact of the matter is it increases ratings.
I know it's upsetting that was the case.
Jerry Ryan came in and completely jump-started Star Trek Voyager. And it was, she was one of, despite her cat suit, she was one of the most amazing characters ever put to television, in my opinion. And gave everyone in that cast extra meat to sink their teeth into, because she helped them explore their character even more.
Yeah.
I really wish that this relationship had gone on further, and it kills me that what happens. But I also appreciate it at the same time because it was so out of left field.
Oh, I had no idea it was coming. I could not believe it.
I remember being very, very disappointed.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I just want to remind everyone that the first time I met Martooth was the same episode he died. Because I watched Stargate out of order.
Oh no.
Okay, that's a fair point.
That's an awful way. Like, that's an awful way to.
But at the same time,
his story unravel.
I got to see the chemistry between them, and I was sad to see him go, despite only meeting him for an episode. So. Why are their conversations always so awkward and loaded?
Because it's funny.
Yeah. They make me so happy.
They're just not comfortable with one another.
No.
But they are at the same. It's really weird. They found a mode of communication that works, where they don't have to spell everything out.
Yeah, just the silence. They know what's up.
They're very different people.
Yeah,
they are.
Oh, here we go.
The host half.
I just love that these are the Jack O'Neill moments I'll miss the most.
Oh, I'm waiting. I'm so excited.
Really? Don't know how to respond to that.
Jeez. Damn yo-yo. He probably requested the yo-yo.
Yeah.
What?
That whole exchange.
Oh. Makes me kind of sad. I'm also sad that I didn't realize this until I was rewatching it yesterday. But Tilk's role is so diminished in this episode.
Some of the best episodes.
It makes me sad.
Yeah,
I know we had like I think we had two back-to-back sort of Tilk-centric episodes, but like he's barely in this episode at all. Like he maybe has two lines. Like,
and he wasn't in Upgrades much either, because obviously SG-1 was off doing their own thing, and he was Jafar.
That's true.
So they're going to put them into a coma.
Basically,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my god, it's almost like over already. Oh my god, we only have like 15 minutes left. Oh, I'm stressed.
I know.
It's so good.
A lot happens in the in the final minutes.
Lockwell just said, never give RDA anything to hold on to. He's
That's
such a
true.
like physical actor who likes to grab things and have fun and play.
Actors like business. They like things to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. This is like the most romantic thing I've ever heard Jack say. Say it. Say it.
It's very selfless.
Yeah. Pop me open.
What I find really awkward is that like Freya just like came on to Jack and was like, "Hey, I like you," and then in a minute she's gonna be like, "Oh," you know?
That's why I have my answer.
Yeah. Oh, see, that's the most romantic thing I've ever heard. Her brain's worth a lot more than mine. Like,
He's also taking a leap that
Yeah.
the Tok'ra.
I'm gonna screw him over.
Well, that
Yeah.
they're correct. That
Yeah.
the outcome is right.
Yeah. He's taking such a big risk with the Tok'ra that they're actually going to accomplish their goal, and I feel like he's doing it for Sam, but like also trusting the Tok'ra is something that Sam would do in the situation as well. You know, it's really like noble of Jack to like be so selfless and be willing to work with the Tok'ra on this.
How embarrassing would it be that if Sam went to Jack and said, we have to tell them about how we really feel,
Oh,
and he ultimately had to say, but I genuinely don't feel anything.
oh my God, no.
You've been misreading me.
Oh, don't even put that out there.
Stock footage from movie. There's Vern. How's the wife?
Yes.
Look what she said, by the way, I missed this. Once again, Anise used the wrong crystal to make her outfit. It was mismarked as scientist. Because like every time she comes in with a different crazy outfit, and it's like she never looks Tok'ra. Like I know the Garshal had that fancy dress, and some of the Tok'ra had fancy dresses in the early days, but like they stopped doing that.
Yeah,
and then,
the Greek
and then
went
all
away.
Of a sudden, yeah, and they suddenly brought it back.
Yeah, just battle dress.
Yeah.
So,
Gene Jaddles raised a good point. Oh, carry on, Yvie?
Oh no, I was just going to say something silly.
Okay, no, please do
Proceed.
it.
Oh, I was just going to say it's Persis and his posse, and then I was going to say, like, doesn't that sound like a really cool band name?
When we see him again, should we say that? Bring him his cocktail.
Oh gosh, that's funny.
So Giangiata was saying, she's talking about the fact that a lot of the actors were on Andromeda, including J.R. Baum, and she was like, yeah, like Lexa, Michael, and Chris were all like warships. Apparently, I think they were all AI in Andromeda. Is what she's saying, which is very interesting. I couldn't deal with Andromeda personally; it wasn't for me.
I've never watched it.
No, nor have I. Can I just mention as well, like this score is so like
it's perfect. Yeah,
it's so angsty. Yeah,
it is honestly. Like if I could listen to this while like reading my angsty books, I would.
You guys suck.
The whole Tilke is so good. I'm ready.
Oh boy. We know that there's going to be a shoe to drop. I felt it when I watched it the first time, but I didn't know what.
I forget how handsome he is, Councillor Perseus. Like that's a nice hair and a nice outfit.
I wish it would have been Garshaw.
Yeah, I miss Garshal.
Yeah, that would have been cool as well.
But it does suggest that there was, that they just visited one cell. There could be hundreds of cells.
Also, that like they have like
planet,
a good system of government where like they rotate people around because that's like sensible thing to do.
No, they evacuated that planet at the end of Tok'ra 2.
Oh yes, they did, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Oh my god, yell. Yes.
Yep, machine's wrong.
Quick, use those little legs.
Get the small woman and tell her it's not good enough. It's not working.
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh my god. So excited.
Can we clear the room, please?
Clear the room for me right now, please. Whew, I'm like, whew.
Are there other
Aircon.
people in the room with you?
I honestly, it feels like there are. I'm suffocating. It's like sardines in here,
Jeez.
like a tin of sardines. As in from being so tightly packed up in this room. Nothing else.
But we didn't tell the whole truth.
Mm.
See? Yeah, no, I didn't.
Smack both of them.
Yeah.
Love theme. Let's go. I just love his reaction.
Yeah,
Oh,
oh,
that.
that. Like it's the most natural thing in the world.
Or just, irrelevant. Yeah.
It's like they
Yeah.
both just know, and they're just like, yeah, we just don't talk about it. Like she literally saw him making out with an alternate version of her,
Yep.
and they're like married in like every other
Yeah.
bloody situation they've encountered so
Your
far.
feelings with
Yeah.
someone evolve,
Yeah. I think their true feelings like really kicked in during season 3. Like when that alternate reality episode kind of kicked in. I think that's when they both were like, uh-oh, made them really think.
Mm.
I'm so happy.
So when someone kicks a wall or knocks up against it, they have to reinforce it for that. Everything that you see on television is pretty much paper thin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
he's
say
so
it.
defeated. He's like, oh, I've got to say all this stuff. Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
The
That's perfect.
2-shot coming up with the force field is...
Oh my, it's my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah, with the glistening force field
Yeah.
between them. Yeah. So I heard that there was dialogue written for the scene, but both actors decided to disregard it.
Don't
Not
say...
necessary.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
The eyes say enough. When I'm reading
And,
a book and they don't say anything, I'm like, yeah, that's better. I can
Mm.
imagine the eye contact.
And apparently, according to Martin Wood, there was a quote from him in the Stargate Illustrated Companion book, and he said that Rick and Amanda really loved playing the scene because it's not the sort of thing that happens on Earth. No human being, to my knowledge, has ever been forced to look at the person they love through a force field, knowing that one or both of them is facing impending death.
Where did that come from?
Apparently, it came from the Stargate Illustrated Companion book for like
Wow.
season 3 and 4.
I might actually have that.
Yeah.
I'm really sad we didn't get to see Sam doing like the full spiel of her side.
I was gonna say, but I don't know. I think it's perfect the way it is.
It is, but I would have really just loved just a smidge more, just a smidge,
Well, I think
Yeah,
it's more
but, like, it's
important that
not
we see Jax than Sam's, because
Well,
Jack
that's
is...
it, because we have seen Sam
Sam was one that went in and was like,
kind
hey.
of holding back her emotions a bunch of times already
Yeah.
with Jack.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really that important.
What I love is that Daniel's so oblivious, but Teal'c like knows everything.
Yep.
Like he is
I
so in
know.
sync with their relationship.
Yep. No. It's his family.
Yeah.
And so we all now think that we're out of the woods, except
We're not.
No, we've missed a couple of stones that we haven't turned over.
So it's Kind of seems like Jack is giving like Sam complete control because like
Yeah.
we're okay with that.
Yeah, we and she's like, yeah, I'm good. Don't worry. And it's
Yeah.
like, cool, okay, we don't have to worry about that.
But I mean, their relationship is so complicated.
I love
So
it. I'm
many
obsessed.
layers of complexity. Yeah.
I hate this. I hate that Sam realized too late.
I
It breaks my
know.
heart.
Well, it takes like a scary long time for them to realize they hadn't tested Freya or my tooth. Like it's kind of a little bit careless because they
It's the
tested
Toker being
all
arrogant,
the
isn't it?
SGC personnel and all the Toker who came to Earth, but like why not my tooth?
Yeah.
But I'm guessing this kind of revelation came too late to stop
Yeah.
Matu from executing his programming.
See, there we go, right there. I mean, where has that been?
Thank God the fake president, like, didn't.
Yep.
Well, turned up. It wasn't the real one, so.
Do you think like they could have stopped Martooth? Like Daniel was very calmly going to ask him if he wants to step out, but like as Freya pointed out, like the victim might still become self-destructive even if they can't fulfill their programming as objectives. So would it have even made a difference?
Yeah, I don't know.
Did Daniel see the
Too
ring?
late. Yeah,
I think he did.
Yeah. So the guy came over and
extend
told
down
him,
from his hand,
and then Daniel looked at him as it happened.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Just
oh man! And with the symbiote, he's going to take a lot to put down.
Yeah. And the fact that Sam's the one that puts the final shot in is even more heartbreaking.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, it really.
But you know what? I really didn't want to see Teal'c kill another romantic partner of one of these people. So I'm glad it's not Teal'c doing it.
Well, he's kind of almost like asking her to.
Yeah, he is. That's exactly what that is.
Like, let it be you.
Yeah.
Like, do it, please.
So, like Lantash obviously survives the death of Martooth and reappears in season 5, Summit and Last Stand, and then Martooth himself returns in season 9's Ripple Effect, and in that reality he joined Stargate Command to be with Carter. Yeah.
So it's nice that they're out there somewhere together.
So a moment to just consider how rough Carter's day was. Like, she grappled with the possibility of being programmed by a Guwable's assassin, admitted her romantic feelings for her boss, and had to kill her friend/crush Martooth to prevent his suicide.
Yeah.
So Martooth is sort of the second love interest of Carter's that's died prematurely, if you count Jonas Hansen. So this is kind of helps to fuel her whole Black Widow thing.
Oh, dry up, Sam.
Yeah.
And the way she's like cradling his face.
Honestly, this is really sad.
Of course, absolutely.
Jean Dion said, "Why not just trank him?" I mean, look, they just shot him with full of holes. Didn't do anything.
Yeah, they have a Zat when you would like a staff, and they have a staff when you would like a Zat. From Martooth to Share, it's just how the story moves.
Jean Dion said, "I have to imagine that Jack and Carter have had at least a few conversations in front of the campfires off-world." That's what I like to think.
Aww.
Oh yeah.
Well, I was reading a companion article by Kaylee Dre, and she commented that Jack and Sam's romance is made entirely of breadcrumbs. So, like every devoted shipper, I like to collect all the breadcrumbs and combine them into one delicious meal.
I was going to say, one solid loaf of bread. Eventually,
yes.
One very solid, very stale loaf of bread.
Get together properly, so it's like the whole loaf missing like the last slice.
Yes, perfect. That's the perfect description of their relationship.
I'm so heartbroken, but so good. And I'm glad we get crumbs forever and ever, and Atlantis deleted scenes crumbs forever. Looking forward to that.
That's Divide and Conquer, everyone. Thanks for joining us. All right, gang.
We're back.
Yeah.
Gosh, that is a loaded, very sad episode.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's a good one. It's
it's an excellent episode.
It shows that in war there are consequences, that you can't just rinse and repeat after every episode. The story has to evolve, and in order for the series to have weight, there has to be loss, as well as victory. And
yeah,
this is an excellent example of that. I give it a 6.
Oh, okay. Well, like I know it's kind of ironic to rate an episode with like two on-screen suicides and like the death of a beloved recurring character, you know, on top of numerous others. But my judgment is like totally clouded by like shipper colored glasses. So
Absolutely.
I'd have to give it like an 8. I know there's like
A, an exterior galaxy address, huh?
I'll give it a 9. See what that 9 chevron's all about. Just
Oh, that's
completely
funny.
throw David's
Oh my
chevrons
God.
out of whack.
Yes, it's a 7 for me for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, 7 for me as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Evie and I are definitely clouded in our judgment, but that's why we're here, because we all love different aspects of Stargate for different reasons, and we love it.
Yeah.
And me and Evie are big shippers. And if anything's going to be a 7, it's going to be that. So
Exactly.
yeah.
I don't blame you guys.
yeah.
Good deal.
Thank you. I'm going to start reading the comments of what people have thought.
Please do.
So let's go. So we died at 72, says emotional 6 out of 7. I respect that. Anthony says it's a 5 from me. Mac Boland's conscience said 5. Okay, so Jed Ted said rip Martooth and then like an 07. I'm assuming he's saying 7 chevrons. I'm not quite sure.
No,
Jacob Fett said
07
good
is this.
Oh, is it? I had no
Oh,
idea.
of course it is. Oh,
I had
that
no
makes
idea.
perfect sense.
Is that an American thing, or is that like a everywhere
Well,
thing?
don't you guys do this in Britain for whatever reason?
Yeah,
So
which
yeah,
is like not the
this-
same.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
Yeah.
07 is meaning this. Yep.
As a Brit, no idea. Learning. So, Jed Ted, yeah, tell me which
I
one
didn't
his
know
actual
that
thing
either,
is.
so news for me.
Supposedly you do this like if you've lost a war or something. I forget the exact reasoning, so whatever.
I'm glad Evie and I are in the same boat of not knowing. Jacob Fett said such a good episode. 6 out of 7 for me. Didn't see the end coming at all when I first saw it. Yes, same. Who does? It's a really good episode. Jean Diada says, I already know what she's going to say and I'm excited. It's a 2 from me. Jean Diada is savage for a lot of reasons. The 2 points are the Jack and Daniel scene and because of Rip Martooth. Jean Diada obviously has problems with this and I respect it. And
It's a
yeah,
polarizing show.
the lack
It
of
is.
Daniel as well has got to like. I'm surprised it's not lower Gene Diada. Honestly, he was barely in that. Then we've got Raju who's saying, "I wish they did not kill Martooth. He's one of the liaisons between the Tari and the Tok'ra, and wish that he continued." Jacob says 6 chevrons. Lock Roger says, "I have to give this at 6. I wanted to give it a 7, but killing off Martooth, quite polarizing. Great episode overall, though." Jed Ted says 6. Raywood says we can't have any competition for Sam. Got to get rid of Martooth.
Yes, I just
They are
read
kind of
that.
clearing the playing
Kinda
field,
how I
aren't they?
feel, but you know,
Yeah.
like I'm not that mean though. Like as in, like I don't actually feel that way, but I'm like, ooh. Raywood says 4. Dan Ben says 5. Becca says 6. We're a bit off, Becca, but that's okay. 6. I really love most of it, but the cringy bits with Anisha's pushed it down. I do agree that I did find that cringy, but I'm gonna blame the higher ups and not like the actual writing of the show for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it so far. Obviously, people who want to leave comments later, if you aren't here for the live, please do, because Anthony's gonna go get those later. So, yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Anthony.
Yeah. And
What else?
before we launch into Window of Opportunity, I thought I would share with you guys and
Yes.
everyone watching my little craft project
Oh my God,
that
I'm
I've
so
been
excited.
working on. I think I mentioned it to you guys in passing. And this is something that I've been working on, especially for Window of Opportunity. It was sort of more of a sort of crafty challenge to myself, but I think it turned out okay. So, I'm showing you guys. So it's my own spoon with glued on polymer clay Fruit Loops.
Is it screen? Did you try to make it screen accurate?
I tried to, but I think I'm missing
It's hard.
some colors. Yeah, I'm missing some colors. But
I mean, you're not in America where
Wow.
the real Fruit Loops are, so you're doing your best with Aussie Fruit Loops.
Oh, that's a good
In
point.
an alternate reality, the Stargate project, like SGC, is in Australia, and Jack got shipped over there and is eating those Fruit Loops. So.
Yep, exactly.
That's really cool, Evie.
Anyway, so yeah, this is my little Window of Opportunity salute.
Is it?
So-
Are you wearing that as a necklace?
Yes, I put it onto a necklace. I asked my dad. It was I actually found out it's a spoon that I had in my drawer, and it was like an odd spoon. And I found out after my dad had cut it up that it actually belonged to my great grandmother or my grandmother. But it's fine because it's got like really cool detail here. So
I just love that you took your great grandmother's spoon and you were like, you know what this needs?
there's
RDA.
other ones. This is like a set of 8. So now there's only 7.
It's the
But
people
it's
you
a
love
bit
on a spoon.
I know it's a bit tainted anyway, so it can't really be used for eating. But anyway, what I was going to do, I've actually got some leftover clay and I've got some leftover resin. I was going to offer someone from our live audience a version of this, and I can make it into several different things. Like I can make it into a tie pin, I can make it into a keychain, that sort of thing. So if you were all interested and you would like to pop your name into, I think we'd call it a draw, to win one of these sort of handmade polymer clay Fruit Loop milky things, then we will draw a name from the list of applicants and I will personally make one for you and post it.
So are they just going to say in the comments here if they want to be part of it, and then we'll check the live chat?
Exactly. Just say if you'd like to be a part of it and we will draw a name and I guess we'll announce it next week. And then I will say right now, with you and
we are not liable if you hurt yourself on the item or if you try to eat it like an idiot. Okay?
Don't do any of that.
Yeah, don't do that.
It's
no longer edible.
It's just a piece of art. It's no longer edible. In fact, they are just made of clay. They're not actual Fruit Loops. They're made of clay.
Oh, they're not real Fruit Loops. They look real.
Yeah,
Yvie, that is incredible. That is incredible.
That is wild, Yvie. Right down to the texture and like the little frosting.
How much do I have to pay Yvie to make me one? Oh my goodness.
That's really good.
I can make you one as well. Yeah. So that was my fun little project this weekend.
That is, see, look at the artistic talent. Can I just also remind everyone? Hold on, I'm going to lean over. Give me 1 second. Hold on.
You may commence leaning. Yes.
Yvie is so talented.
But it kind of looks like an appendage. But
yes. That's the point. It was funny. I said I wanted it for my desk. And I still haven't found a pot that's good enough, so it just sits there. And I love it. And Yvie is so talented, and I feel like inept next to her. Look at this. Look how good this is.
Oh my god, I haven't crocheted in so long. I went through like a cactus crochet phase.
Evidently.
Yeah, and I said I want one. So that's a lot of cactus.
I
was like the Oprah of crocheted cactus. I was like, you get a cactus and you get a cactus and you get a cactus.
What is an Oprah?
Just handing
what is an Oprah indeed?
them out.
Everything circles back to Stargate eventually. Everything circles
It totally does. It really does.
You ready for Window of Opportunity?
I am. I don't know what to say. What are we going to say? I could quote this whole episode off by heart, and I'm not going to, but it's going to be so hard. Woo.
Let me just get it ready on my end.
I am so excited. By the way, and who in the chat was actually eating Fruit Loops or some form of cereal, or is eating Fruit Loops or some form of cereal now? In honor of this, what is everyone eating? Let's have some interactivity while Yvie
I think they were saying
comes up with stuff. I'm just gonna eat some more Fruit Loops because the episode's about to start. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm saving mine for my neighbor's kids. So he's got like three little girls. So,
aren't you cute?
They do smell. They do smell good. So, but yeah.
These are boring by comparison.
Make like a perfume out of Fruit Loops. They do smell good, but they don't taste great.
You guys ready with the episode?
Yep.
Yes.
Gene Diotta's eating Oreos.
So.
Yes, Gene Diotta. I respect
this. Okay, episode. All right, this is the one y'all been waiting for.
Let's go.
Let's go. Window of Opportunity. We're gonna get started in 5, 4, 3. You're watching Window of Opportunity with the Wormhole Extremists. My name is David. I'm with Nicole.
Hello.
And Yvie.
Good day.
Hope you've been looking forward to this one.
I don't know how to, I'm just like,
there's just literally, there's no words. So the scenes that are set here were shot on an indoor sound stage with lens flares and off-camera fans used to mimic the weather. So apparently later, a matte painting by the visual effects team was used to replace the sky.
Brilliant.
Okay.
So hard to not quote this episode. I'm actually gonna have to like mute myself.
You have to just, yeah, go against your basic instincts.
Honestly, I can't watch this episode with anybody anymore because I quote it so aggressively, especially with the arguing in the briefing room. I know every argument by heart.
That's
funny.
That's funny.
Since
So
David
the,
can't hit sound, he might enjoy it. He might enjoy me saying it.
So the time loop console is the same console used in the Reckoning Part 2 to control the ancient weapon. Also in his Dial the Gate interview, Robin Mosley said that the toughest part of his role was working with the console. He jokingly called it the whack-a-mole, which was cute.
Yeah.
And he talked about the challenge of looking like he knew how to operate it, especially when parts were moving and shifting on their own.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, David, somebody said that the timer appears to be out of sync on the YouTube, so it's about 1:45 right now, and it says 1:28 on the stream.
Really? Because it's correct on my end. We're at 1:53. So
Cool. Okay, that's fine then.
yeah.
Someone's complaining about it, and I'm just like, well, don't know.
The audience is always going to be behind us. So
No, that's fine. I just wasn't sure because of the sync issues there. That's fine.
But yeah, when it reaches them, they're seeing it at the same time as we are. Anyway.
Excellent.
Yeah. There's a reference there to the fifth race.
Yeah.
Yes, I was going to say, it didn't actually occur to me until I was watching it yesterday that Daniel was referring to Jack speaking ancient. It didn't even occur to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
What is behind and out of focus there is, it's kind of like, I forget, there's a technical word term for it, but it's like a cotton wall that has a color on it. And
okay.
So, yeah, I see that.
So they don't have to do CG, they can just do that. So
that makes total sense. Yeah, I know what you mean.
That one is probably CG, but the tighter shots, and that's at the top of a candlestick or a little candle there. But yeah.
So I just want to note a silly thing. My friend once pulled up a screenshot of this episode to try and make me guess the episode from the picture. We should play that sometime, by the way, with me. It's funny. And they zoomed in on the orange background, and they were like,
yes,
guess the episode. And I was like, window opportunity, that's clearly the sky. And I got it from just the orange color.
Wow.
So yeah, sad day.
So it's kind of odd that when Malachi first uses the alien device, that it activates and then quickly deactivates the Stargate.
Yes.
Yet the electrical interference on Earthscape persists even after the wormhole closes. Like, it seems unnecessary for the device to keep affecting the Earth Stargate once the subspace bubble has been generated.
Yeah.
Details.
Yeah.
So, do we all think that this is like our most watched episode of Stargate? Because I think so.
Like ours
as a
personally?
fandom, or just us? Yeah, just us three.
In general, like us three, like personally. So, like for me, I want to say I've seen this episode at least like 300 times.
Really? I will typically throw on
sure
something like
times.
Tangent. I really enjoy Tangent.
Yeah.
There's a couple others that I will. Whoops.
So, the Fruit Loops were glued to the spoon for consistency between takes.
Yep.
And according to Joe Malozzi, Fruit Loops were written into the script, but they had trouble getting the rights. And apparently they were offered Cheerios instead. However, the script coordinator, Kathann Ambrose, said that Kellogg suggested they use Eggo waffles due to low sales, but the writing department insisted on Fruit Loops because of the time loop theme, obviously.
So there is a connection
that why Daniel's
between
eating waffles?
loops.
There is, yeah. But I was going to say, I only noticed the other day that Daniel is eating waffles, so I'm wondering if that was like a Kellogg compromise.
Probably.
Like, feature both.
The Eggo waffles had low sales. Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Not anymore, thanks to Stranger Things.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So this episode features Robin Mosley as Malachi. So this is his first of 2 Stargate appearances.
Season 10.
And he also returns in season 10's Morpheus as Dr. Rima. And for those who don't know, he did Rima, my apologies. He had worked with RDA before on 8 episodes of MacGyver between 87 and 90. And in 1990, he played a reoccurring character of Wilt Bozer in 4 episodes. And his second MacGyver role actually featured him with Don S. Davis as poachers selling venison to restaurants.
Brilliant.
Wow.
Ray, what you said, I feel like I watched this over and over and over and over.
Well, this is the first of 74 episodes written by Joseph Malozzi and Paul Mully. And I think I read somewhere that the original title was Ad Infinitum, was the original working title. And it was originally pitched to be a much darker story.
Yeah. The ending was not going to be very happy at all. The first one that they actually did was Scorched Earth, but this was the first one that went into production.
Exactly, yeah. And apparently Rob Cooper was the one that suggested they make the episode lighter like the movie Groundhog Day. And it also helped to differentiate the episode from a Star Trek Next Gen episode called Cause and Effect.
It's a great show. Every act is
shared a lot
loop.
of similarity.
Yeah. People were calling the network saying your episode is on repeat, and they weren't getting that it was slightly shot differently in every act. If you haven't seen it, you need to go watch it.
I just want everyone to know that the password for half my things is P4X639. Enjoy that information. Carry on.
Apparently, this is the first episode to use a rear screen projector in the briefing room.
Yeah. Wow.
That makes sense.
Guys, it's really hard to not quote this. We just did that. No, we didn't. Remember Carter prattle along about solar activity and a coronal mass emissions. I was just about to bring it up. I'm stopping now.
So it's kind of funny that Jack's sort of feigning ignorance, considering he's like a bit of a astronomy buff. Like it's kind of hard to believe that he'd be completely
he's doing it on purpose.
Such a cool space event. Yeah.
I.e., we experienced them this morning.
So apparently there is 22 different iterations of the time loop
in this episode.
I've actually never counted, so thank you.
But it happened for months. I mean, if it's 10 hours a loop, and the Tok'ra were trying to reach us for how many months at the end?
So I was going to bring this up at the end. So it's so basically the maths is if we consider an average of 30 days in a month, that's 90 days, multiply that by 24 hours and you get 2,160 hours. Each loop was about 10 hours long, which is 2,160 divided by 10, which equals about 216.
Yeah. And that's the amount of times the Tok'ra were trying to reach us.
Yeah, so it could have been longer than that.
Yeah.
I would love this so that I could read books. Just remember what page you're on. Carry on.
What do you want to do with your time loop time? I would like to sit down and read. Catch up on my reading.
I've got to catch up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you do have a lot of books. So this episode shares the top spot for the highest rated episode of the series with Lost City Part 2.
Woo!
There we go. Watching the background there, Tail's constantly getting his
he keeps taking it out and they keep putting it back in.
Yeah. Because he's just so done with it. Even though it's the first
loop. He hasn't got it under his tongue either. It looks like he has it on top of his tongue, which defeats the purpose.
It's so funny.
It's like mum's coming back to be like, no. Put the pacifier back in.
So I was going to mention like SG-15 is mentioned. So obviously they're back on rotation after the deaths and injuries sustained in the previous episode.
Yep. You weren't hit by the beam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just love that they took, respectfully, the two dumber of the four.
I think that
and
was
made
that
it's
them
on
was
do
purpose.
all
deliberate.
Fish
yeah.
out of
Yeah.
water. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's put
It's
them
like,
in a
we
situation.
don't know Latin, we don't know science, and we have to do it? What?
Yeah.
So even though so we're about to see Peter DeLuise helping Daniel off the floor.
Yeah.
So this occurs in 2 loops.
There's some deleted footage of this that expanded this sequence a little bit too, and it was funny. Joseph Malazzi
There
posted
should be some
it.
more
Oh,
trivia
okay.
questions.
Oh, there we
100
go.
pages of alien text,
Oh,
stuff like that.
Tyler. Yeah.
Oh. Oh, you will next time, darling. I like that sometimes he lets it happen because he just needs it. He's like,
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, whatever.
He's just a sadist.
Yeah. Well, the previous episode, they like, confess their love for each other. So like, this is a big deal for me. They're so cute and flirty.
Yeah. So he's about to repeat his little tick with the coffee cup.
Yeah.
Yep. I didn't even notice it until Malazzi mentioned it to me one time. It was like, oh my gosh, that is true.
No, I think
things
I did,
that happen
I think
right
I
in
did
front of
notice
you
it.
for years and you never
Yeah.
see.
So I always got the impression that Jack was implying that Sam was born in 1969 because like nothing all that noteworthy really happens in that episode.
The
like,
moon landing
between
happened in
them.
1969.
So no, but like he's kind of saying it almost like a little bit flirty. But Sam was apparently born the year before.
68?
No, sorry, yeah, the year before,
Okay.
68. Yeah.
Yeah. So Daniel's 3 years older than her.
Yeah, because Daniel says how old he
Apparently.
is. He's like, oh, the
Yeah.
Corvette blue, and they went with that design. And then Daniel's like, and then Jack just gives him that look.
I will say this mantra sometimes. Run, simulate. Let me know how it turns out. Keep me posted, keep me apprised.
You know, it's funny because he's already anticipating like almost the loop's going to be happening. He's like, why is my day
Yeah.
repeated? I hope I don't
Yeah.
have to start doing this. It's almost like he knows.
Well, Jack wears a permanent frown of like insufferability, of just like just like getting through life,
Yeah.
dragging
Yeah.
himself through it. So he's not
Jet
exactly
just
a
brought up-
happy person.
No. Jet Tech brought up Supernatural, did a very funny time loop episode. Yes, I love it. It's called The Mystery Spot. Jensen Ackles as a character keeps dying, and like every day the day resets and he dies horribly, and his brother has to go through it. And then it starts becoming funny, his deaths. But initially it's like really tragic.
It kind of sounds
And
like
Heat
I
of the Moment
rewatched
plays.
Groundhog Day the other day, and like I do enjoy Groundhog Day the movie, but it is like parts of it are kind of depressing because he's just kind of trying to off himself a
Yeah.
bunch of times.
Dan Ben said wasn't supposed to be a different food, but they changed it to Fruit Loops. Yeah, Evie said something earlier on about the waffles and Cheerios because I think didn't they want Fruit Loops?
They wanted Loops
did say
because
they
of
wanted-
No, they
Loops.
wanted Fruit Loops, but they couldn't get
Yeah.
the permission from Kellogg to use them initially.
Yeah, so they were forced to go.
So they
towards other stuff,
offered
and then
the
they
alternatives,
looped back.
and then I think they must have compromised and used Eggo waffles and Fruit Loops.
I love that we do this every day. It's so good. I don't know why, but the briefing rooms are the ones that I've memorized like the best.
But he's,
Oh, look,
he's
Teal'c's
got Teal'c
already
to back
gone
him
nuts.
up. So yeah, Teal'c is like, this is really happening.
Yeah. So I think we're about to hear the first of 3 bad examples from
Yeah.
Jack.
Yeah, I was gonna say all the bad examples are about to come out.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah, it reminds me
I
of
like, is this the face of a crazy man? Bad
Right.
example.
It reminds me of Failsafe. I'm confident. Me too, as am I.
Yes.
I love that he gets the time wrong here. He's like, "You all believe me."
It's
like,
a little
"No,
bit
no,
off.
we won't." Yeah.
I've only been through
That's
this
okay.
4
We'll
times.
have like another 209 repeats of this to get the time right.
I like that Teal'c's waiting as well because Teal'c knows it's coming, but it still hasn't happened. So Teal'c's like, "Come on, come on!"
Yeah.
And then the so close is so good. You'll get it next time, Boo. You'll get it next time.
All right, here's the deal.
Ray Wood said that Woodstock was in 69.
Yes.
So another reason for it to be a good year.
Yes, it was.
Oh, brilliant. Tilk with a thermometer.
Yep. The electricity comes and finds us and resets everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love this one. Jack's arms here in a second. He's counting down.
Yes. Oh, he counts up.
Sorry, yes. Nerd. I love it. I love that. He's like, wait, what?
He's like the next loop where he keeps Daniel in his office and is like, you're better off here.
Yeah. You let him get hit once, he's like, right now I look after you.
Yeah, trust me, you're better off here.
This scene is clearly longer than the other.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's one of my issues with it.
Fortunate, I suppose. What do you say here? Oops.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not sorry at all.
Nope. Doesn't care.
We have to try something different.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this is just going to keep on happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would go insane. You would go
Yeah. You
insane.
You literally would. There is a goof coming up. So when SG-1 arrives on 639, Sam's foot passes through the solid part of the gate.
Oh, brilliant.
Bad example.
I feel like I've spotted that before, actually. Gonna keep an eye.
I don't recall. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
I've seen it so many times.
Just
I feel
keep
like
your
it's
eye
like
on the
nothing
right-hand
new.
side of the screen.
The right-hand side?
Right-hand side of the
Yeah,
screen.
because she comes through on that side. Yep. Yep.
Did you catch it?
No.
Yeah, because the gate is CGI.
No, I'll go back and watch it.
So, yeah, so her foot was like behind it and then it passes through the gate in the corner.
Oh, interesting. Isn't her foot supposed to pass through the gate?
Subspace Seals and Time Inversion's amazing.
I don't imagine so.
No, it passed through the metal part, obviously.
It
Oh.
it passed through the solid matter.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Trust us, he's no friend.
I love that Sam immediately raises her gun as well because like her commanding officer's pulled up the
Yeah,
gun.
she has
yeah,
to.
she's
Yeah.
following.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
But he trips himself up and then calls.
Wouldn't it be
Carter,
awful
Carter.
though?
Yeah, Carter,
if
yeah.
Malachi wasn't in the loop and it was just
Major
O'Neill
Carter,
and
yeah, he
Teal'c.
says
I
that.
mean, how would you get
Yeah.
yourself out?
Yeah,
If
you
he
would.
didn't know what he
Right,
was
you
doing
just-
and you
yeah.
were stuck, you'd be in serious trouble.
Oh, you really would.
You'd have to figure it out how to use it yourself.
Yeah.
But the nice thing is he's figuring it out while they're going around and around.
Mm.
Oh, this is a great line.
I
do.
Example. There's like that
Here it
meme
comes.
with Indiana Jones, isn't there?
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Going
Oh.
through his
Oh,
back.
so Malachi's wife is actually Nicole Forrest, the show's head of accounting and wife of director Peter
Really?
West.
That's
Yes.
what Nicole
Yeah.
Forrest looks like?
Peter
I've
West's
seen her
wife.
name
Yep.
all my life, and every time I was like, someone with my name, and going, oh, who's Nicole Forrest? And that was it. Now I
Yep.
know.
This is such a cool prop.
Dan Ben said, oh, I want to hear that part. Yeah, there we go. Dan Ben said, I'm surprised nobody made the face on the plate for this rewatch. Look, I'm not wasting mustard and ketchup on this. You know, I'm not eating that.
Oh,
I
you
don't
know
have any
what?
chips
Someone
to
did
dip.
suggest that in the chat. I will try and make one with resin. That would be
Maybe
pretty
you can make
easy.
a little keychain one, like a tiny little
Yeah,
That's
I'll try and do that. That'll be really easy.
Give up arguing. Over.
It's not what we need right now, Daniel. We need a solution.
There is a practical. This is probably my favorite beat. Yeah, he just drops the spoon.
Done. And with this one, he doesn't even like give Sam a chance to start speaking. He just goes straight in and be like, all right, we're stuck in a time loop of some kind, like immediately. Like he's just so done already.
Yeah. I was at the next loop.
It's this one.
Oh,
See,
this one.
that's all right.
Oh, this one.
This is
Yeah,
number
yeah.
4. The third repeat.
Yeah.
She's like, I follow.
This is where my favorite meme comes from.
Yes.
Magnets.
So yeah, Jack's reference to magnets is like a reoccurring joke on the show.
Yeah.
So actually, a Screen Rant article came out 2 weeks ago about Stargate and stated that Jack's use of magnets was a kind of meta, self-aware method for the series to admit, yeah, we don't get the science either, just go with it.
Yeah. Show's just a good time.
I love
You know?
Don's expression.
Yeah, he's so like I love when he
Yes.
tries to cut them off and he's just pointing and looking and being like, what?
And one of my favorite lines.
Yeah.
Yes. Teal'c is just losing his patience.
Silent anger.
Oh my god, this is such a good time.
I would think that the episode would take less time to shoot because it would be fewer setups.
I was gonna say, mention that if we had a moment. Yeah. So according to the commentary, this episode was different. So typically scenes are trimmed off to fit a 42-minute slot, but this one was short due to repeated simplified scenes. So
Yeah,
by
it
the
ran
third day
under,
of production, it was evident they needed more content. So that's why there's so many lighthearted moments. And I think I saw somewhere that there's actually no deleted scenes. But if you said that there was an extended scene, then I guess that's kind of a deleted
Yeah, the scene in the hallway was adjusted. Yeah.
Yeah, so to speed up filming, they shot scenes in thematic blocks, not in chronological order.
I just love the way that Jack's eyes are going like wider and wider. Like each time Daniel argues. Like you'll notice each shot, he'll just every time he has to look, see?
Well, he's getting desperate.
I know. And it gets even worse.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, that end there. When it goes fully wide is my favorite. Oh god.
Well, he's not sciencey. That's why this like scenario is so fun because he and Teal'c don't know anything about the ancient language and they don't know anything about science.
I honestly think that this is the best Groundhog
he
Day
can't, like-
episode of television ever.
So
Yeah, I
Teal'c
agree.
Just, Jack just can't communicate the science behind it because he doesn't understand it.
Calnor reaming.
Yes, I was gonna say, like, did Christopher Judge just have a big night out, or is he like Calnor reaming to obviously just stay alive?
He doesn't need. I don't think he needs sleep. I think he doesn't need Calnor ream either because technically they're looping, but they're not sleeping, so they're fine.
Yeah.
Their bodies are resetting.
I think that was their answer to that is like, are they resting at all? At a certain point, you would have to just be quiet, if nothing else.
I think that's Teal'c's like, I'm going nuts. I need to chill.
Yeah, because he's quietly, they're quiet. They're losing their minds.
Yeah.
You can't get away from this thing. Even if you like leave the base, you're gonna find yourself
silly-
right back.
Silly question. Are you ready for this question?
Go for it.
What the hell is the symbiote thinking right now? That poor guy. Like, do you think he's in there going, what the F
I don't
is
think
this?
it's aware.
I hope it is. I hope he is.
It might not,
It
might not be aware.
I really hope he is. Honestly.
Or maybe he's kind
What
of
level of
like
awareness is
meditating there to communicate to the symbiote that it's going to be okay. I don't know.
It's like, chill, don't worry.
Like an internal monologue.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's interesting. They can't dial out.
Yeah. Just locked them out completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put them in a subspace bubble of some kind.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Here we go.
I like that Jack's kind of fingers kind of go across when he's like, and end scene.
Yeah.
like-
Oh, he's saying
It's
goodbye.
like, see you guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Ciao.
Yeah, laters. Yeah.
Yeah.
The flashes are not in post. They're actually on the set. You can tell.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially when one closes on around on Sam
Sam?
later, her irises
Yes.
react.
Yeah, I
So,
remember.
I've been meaning to ask Peter why that was their choice to have actually a light on set. Just more atmospheric. Maybe you get some shadows. It's
Well,
more
my
cool
favorite
than just a wipe.
about the flash in her eyes is that it happens to be when Jack is staring at her.
Yep.
So I'm like, oh,
Yes.
look at your pupils dilate.
Yep. Exactly.
Just saying. Also, look at this advanced touchscreen that's doing things on its own.
Oh,
after,
yeah.
I know.
You know, it already selected. It always bothers me. It already selected the next thing that he was going to press before he even pressed it.
Yes, that's
They've
kind
got
of
some
a
little
goof,
goof
but
that
really
we don't
minor.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man. You
I
should have
love
known that
this
this wouldn't
argument.
Yeah.
work.
Oh, it's the best.
It's like, you can't take the tape with you. And sure, banging it's going to help.
The way Teal'c's just like,
Yeah, he's like, I told you it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
And he's just like, nope, nope.
indelible ink and stuff. Indelible
He's
ink.
losing his mind.
Yeah.
You're going to have to do the hard thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to go to school.
Yeah. Oh my, this is so good.
The
How
word
hard could it be?
abise erum means to give up,
Yeah.
not surrender.
Yes.
How hard
Turn
could
it-
it be?
turn
He
it-
turns
turn
it
it
over.
The way he glares at him here, he's like, hate you.
Oh, there's so many little funny things in this episode.
It's just the little microaggressions from Teal'c and Jack in like every scene and how they get worse is so good.
Yes.
It's an interesting image of the galaxy.
Yeah. I like the way listening to this again. Like no one's talking because it's just like
Yeah,
it's
I
like
know.
it's
It's
new.
such a good episode.
Yeah.
So you'll notice in a few seconds that the book that they're reading is written by Dr. Joseph Malozzi.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's one of my
Peter
favorite
DeLuise
details.
apparently pitched this idea during the concept meeting for this episode, but
Yep.
I don't know. I would have felt a little bit left out if I was Paul Mully. Why didn't they
Oh.
say Dr. Joseph Malozzi and Dr. Paul Mully?
Paul was not as big on Paul was very content to just kind of
Okay.
be in the background. So I've been getting him out of his shell on Dial the Gate, so he's enjoying himself.
I watched some bloopers that Joseph uploaded to Twitter recently from this scene of Michael Shanks having to like rewrite stuff on the board. And that was
Oh, I love this because
Yeah.
O'Neill's issue is relatively trivial compared to what we're about to experience.
Oh,
with
it
Teal'c.
is. And also,
the picture in the top right corner is from the isn't that the floor
Yes.
from Fifth Race?
Yes, the place of our legacy.
Yep.
So, shout
Ani
out to
Anguietas.
Cam Cronin as the door airman. So this is his only Stargate episode, but he's actually
icon. He's an
appeared
icon.
in quite a few long-running sci-fi series. So he was in The X-Files and Smallville, and I believe he currently serves as the administrator for the Department of Theatre and Film at the University of British Columbia.
Wow, there we go.
Good for him.
Actually, I was going to say. David would only get this, but when Jack is spinning in the chair, I just want him to say, "Look, Teal'c, 3 times around, no feet, all me." You know, like Mr. Krieger in Seinfeld.
I've seen that. I've
All
seen
me,
that
George.
one.
All me. Oh, that's
Yes.
funny.
My favorite thing is every time they help and Daniel's like shocked that they've like given him like corrected him on something.
Yeah. So
beginning
IDA
to-
once worked as a juggler. So
Yep.
the sequence
He was
was
a
filmed to
mime.
bulk out the episode, and Christopher Judge
Oh.
also knew how to juggle, so
Yeah. I thought he's like,
that just
yes.
made it better.
This is so crazy.
See, Jack's got a bit more flourish, but like Teal
Oh
is
yeah,
like just
I mean he was
consistent,
like
a
basically
machine.
like a professional juggler. So
Yeah. Here we go.
You'd have to take a loop off every now and then.
Yeah.
mm.
I like Teal's like, wait, what? What do you mean? Like, what? Bonzo.
I love fan recreations of this plate.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love the way he like over underlines give up.
To
Give
give
up,
So
yes.
done.
Yeah, he's tired of correcting him.
Yeah. But he also wants to give up. So it's like, phew.
Yeah. Double meaning.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Daniel, you're about to like be a genius. You're about to trigger some brilliance.
Mm-hmm. In Trial by Fire, Sabine Bauer's book and the first book in the Stargate novel series, it's presumed that O'Neill knows Latin and knows how to speak it because of this incident. So the planets, they all speak in
yes.
Latin on the planet, and he just talks with them. And it was
I've actually read
such
that
a
one,
stretch for me. It was really
It was a stretch, yeah. It was
Mm.
not my favorite. I really struggled with that one because of that kind of stuff.
He carries on the whole conversations in the whole book. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
I just want to say, I paused the Sam and Jack kiss when I was a kid, and I dragged my grandma out of the kitchen and was like, "Abuela, look at it, they finally kissed!" And it was.
Oh,
like,
I
the greatest
rewatched
moment
it a
of my
bunch of
life.
times just yesterday.
Yeah, I like to then go look at gifs of it on my Tumblr and just smile, you know.
Yes, me too. So the golfing scene. So this was one of Brad Wright's ideas that started out, I think, as a joke, from what I understand.
Yes.
But they initially planned to CGI the golf ball to protect the Stargate prop, but eventually used a rubber replica.
Yep.
And Christopher Judge
life.
is actually a skilled golfer.
Yes.
Yeah, he golfs.
And he said he managed to hit the ball through the Stargate multiple times. However, RDA had a bit of a tough time with it.
And he
And I
skimmed
think
it as
Paul
well.
Mully referred to his swing as a pretty bad slice.
Yeah.
And
So the Callaway
apparently
golf
the
bag?
clubs,
Yes.
I was going to say, apparently the golf clubs were purchased the day before shooting, and Peter DeLuise insinuated that the Callaway bag was heavily featured because Brad Wright wanted a new golf bag.
Yep.
Brilliant.
Yep.
Brilliant.
So this was his excuse to get new clubs,
That's so good.
which I don't think he's technically confirmed or denied, but it is heavily implied.
Yeah. And so
Oh, my backswing.
My dad has two jokes. He likes
Oh
to
my
come in
God.
and like when I'm like in my room or something, or he used to like to come in and jump on, like not jump on me, but like try and scare me and scream either in the middle of my backswing or "A bear, you made a bear" from Buffy. And now I'm gonna be quiet. Oh my God.
What is he wearing?
Doing everything in
I
my power to not
know.
pause this. Oh my goodness.
oh, so she gets into it at the end.
I
Yep,
yeah.
pupils.
I want to thank I think it was Joseph as well who uploaded the bloopers or the behind the scenes of this kiss, because I got to see so many new angles of this kiss that I'd never seen before, and it felt like brand new content.
See, I'm going to look up that later.
Yes, please go do.
But apparently the kiss was Paul Mully's idea. And they made
love
sure
Paul Mully
that
right
Jack officially resigned before he swept Carter off her feet with a kiss, because they did that to avoid any issues with the show's Air Force advisors.
The Air Force would have had a
Yeah.
problem with that. So
This is also
hope the
the
Air Force
first
advisors
time
laughed.
that we hear the ancient contagion mentioned, I think.
yes,
'cause
the
it
plague.
kind of
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, which is never explored,
No.
except we basically see them leaving Pegasus over it at the beginning of Rising because of it. But anyway.
Leaving Pegasus, don't you mean leaving
Leaving
Atlantis.
Earth.
leaving to go to
leaving,
Pegasus,
leaving
yeah.
Antarctica.
Yeah, right,
Antarctica. Yeah.
We don't have
goes
time,
into a
Daniel.
Detailed explanation, but yes.
Yes! The loop can be broken.
Daniel.
Oh, his excitement, his little smiles, like, yeah, you're free.
We have a chance to get out of this. Like, what? What are you talking about?
If I was Sam, I'd be like, whoa, trying to impress me.
Right?
It's like when my boyfriend comes in and he's like, oh yeah, do you want that new book from your favorite author? And he remembers the author. And I'm like, trying to sweep me off my feet? What's going on? He goes flying here. It is drama.
He did. Yeah.
Ouch.
And he's out.
Yeah. How did he have time to like go to another planet, get a shield? Do you think at the beginning of like every loop he was going and like getting a shield for this? And like
yeah, maybe.
and making sure that
Probably, yeah.
they couldn't get in?
Yeah.
It's a lot of wasted time.
Well, he would have got pretty efficient at it. I mean, have you seen Tom Cruise in
Yeah.
Live, Die, Repeat?
Yeah.
Once you've got it, you've got it.
I love that movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
That's the whole point, bucko.
Yeah.
And he's dealing with exactly what Daniel dealt with in Torment of Tantalus. You know?
Yeah.
If I just have enough time, I'll figure this out. Oh, now we have a way in. He's a human being.
Yep, he found his vulnerability.
Yep, and Jack's the perfect one to do it.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I've been there. He's one of my favorite guest characters.
I mean,
Period.
so the fact that this is such a good episode is like honestly, he could not have gotten a better opportunity to be on Stargate.
The reason this episode is so good is because of the humor coupled with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was going through Reddit comments yesterday, and there was one person on Reddit who had like a perfect response to Jack's speech. So they said one line, 3 seconds, and the episode turns on its head. Every smile gone, every laugh silenced, and everyone everyone watching takes a second or so to think. That's good writing.
Yeah. This is one of those episodes that when someone I know isn't sure they want to start watching Stargate, I show them this and show them how much fun it can be, but also how emotional people can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I show him Ergo and I show him this one.
I show them Ergo and I usually show them, what's the other one I usually go for? The Other Side, actually, to show the level of depth in the politics as well.
He doesn't know that he's been torturing people.
No,
he doesn't. So I think Joe Malozzi said that this episode struck the perfect balance of heart and humor, which helped make it obviously the fan favorite that it is.
Yeah. It's the best time loop thing I've ever seen. Like every other time loop episode I've seen of television has for me personally has never been as good as this, because this makes me smile on a bad day, but also like reminds me of what life is. And it's just really beautiful and sad.
But you've got to move on, and some people can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jack's, playing it out. So she dies. And then what are you going to do? You'll lose your mind. And if you let this go, he's going to be mentally prepared, emotionally prepared the next time around. So you got to do it now. Yeah.
Yeah. The reminder of his son is always so painful for me, because it's like to me it doesn't suit Jack's
I haven't
character.
brought it up for ages.
Nope.
Lawrence from The Companion pointed out that this episode stands out from a typical sci-fi time loop trope. It's not about changing something, but about the characters, specifically Jack and Malachi, accepting things as they are.
Such a great performance.
Mm.
This is a really fantastic end.
Huzzah.
Right, Rajlitha just said, I'm surprised that they did not off Malachi to cut. Okay,
Offer.
I'm assuming they don't mean kill. Offer,
Yeah.
Malachi to come to Earth and work the SEC or at university.
Yeah.
Well, Reimer, I kind of wish that Reimer was Malachi, you know?
Yeah.
In
That
season
would've been
10,
cool.
that would have been cool.
Yeah, that's
And
what I
when
thought.
he died, it would have been like, oh my God, you know, that's a loss. You know, we've known this guy.
I love the way that Jack hands him the picture just to be like, hey, you have this. Just be happy and try and do
Yes.
something, you
She's-
know?
The memories
She's
are
still
not
with you.
irrelevant.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Great
and the
look.
slight nod.
Yeah. And we're out. But if he decides to turn it back on, we'll never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And I have been known to say this.
I say it as well.
With the 6 tries.
I do.
Oatmeal.
It's so chunky.
Yep.
It is a little bit chunky and so bland.
Just sometimes you need something, you know, like a palate cleanser.
Yeah.
I mean, put some cinnamon in it. It's fine.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I like
cinnamon,
honey.
sure. That just looks like it's plain though.
I actually hate oatmeal.
Yeah, I don't mind oatmeal, but yeah, it has to be with like fruit or something.
Yeah, I'll do like granola. Like I have Weetabix, which is basically oatmeal,
granola's
but
great.
in like a
Yeah.
big block. And I tend to keep it al dente, as I say.
I disagree with Michael's choice with how he emphasizes.
It was
the
a bit silly,
question,
wasn't it?
Because
Yeah.
it suggests that he knows that he's asked him that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, flirt. Flirt. Do it. Do it.
Oh my god, the look. I just live for that look. So I think Brad Wright called it nitpicking, but he wondered why people didn't realize the stars were in a different position after being stuck in the time loop for 3 months. And he also wondered why the show didn't receive more hate mail from astronomers.
Yeah, the
That's
Earth would have been
rather
out of
amusing.
alignment. I mean, there would have
Yeah.
been all kinds of consequences. Who knows what the moon would have been doing? So you futz around with things, you're gonna find out. So
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
futz with the
exactly.
timeline.
No, you don't. You never futz with the timeline.
futz.
So I
Futz.
think
We're
the
saying futz.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Because I know how it's spelled. It's F-U-T-Z.
Yeah.
I think the novel SG-1 Relativity identifies the ancient scientist Janus as the creator of the time travel device.
Yeah. I love him. He's such a cutie. He's my guy.
Man, oh man. That's a good one. Window of opportunity, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in. All right. So Nicole.
It needs to be bigger spoon.
Oh, that's funny. But you don't like oatmeal.
Hey,
That's why she's only having like the tiniest,
For the
tiniest
joke.
bites.
for the joke. Also, it's burning hot. I was sitting here during the last 5 minutes going, just trying to get it to like calm down. My nan came in with a tray in her
Thanks to your
hands.
nan.
she knocked and I muted, and she came in while you were doing that whole thing, Evie, about how beautiful that speech is. And she came in like, at your service, your servant, with a towel.
Oh,
Thank you,
wow.
Nan.
like a big silver dome.
So.
Oh no, I'll show you a cloche. Yeah, I'll show you the picture I took in the middle of that episode. If you guys can see that.
Oh, adorable. That's
With
so
the
cute.
oatmeal.
She has like the tea towel over her arm
Yeah,
as well.
she came in like, Mom, would you like that? I was like, well, people can't see you or hear you right now, so they're missing the jokes. I'm gonna get the photo in a minute.
That's a great memory. That's fantastic.
Oh, that's good.
So,
Oh man,
David said to me, he was
Yeah.
like, "Be ready with oatmeal. Get your nan." And I was like, "I will." So yeah, there was some minor planning to this. David wanted me to have oatmeal.
I didn't want everyone to know that. We can keep some things to ourselves.
No,
It's all
David,
good.
I have to share that
All right.
because that was a minor bit of planning, was the oatmeal getting.
Have
It
I
was my
shared?
reation and the gif.
Have
that
I shared
wasn't-
this before?
I think you have.
I think
you told
I've
me about
seen it. I think you showed.
Yeah, it's
you might have
usually
showed
up here.
Robin.
So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is one of my keepsakes.
That is awesome.
So.
That
I'm
is
eating
so
this, it's gonna be a
cool.
waste. I spent £2 on it in a rush today. I bought a part of it because the big bag's disgusting. I don't want to waste all my money.
No, if you're not going to enjoy it, then yeah, that's why I'm giving the Fruit
You,
Loops
you
to my
don't need
neighbor's
to eat
kids.
it if it was so cheap. Jeez Louise, look at your face.
It's Quakers with golden syrup. When you were saying like, oh yeah, Fruit Loops, yeah, I was like, I like mine with honey or like syrup. I was like sitting here staring at it, being like, yeah.
Evie, it's okay to suffer for your art every now and then. So if that comes in the form of food that you don't like, sometimes
Oh,
so be it.
So much cereal, guys. This is. Whew. I
you
think I'm
won't
gonna
need
go back
to
to
eat
Fruit
for a
Loops.
while.
That's
Go back to
funny.
Fruit Loops.
So I had a bit of a memory flashback when I was doing my research yesterday, and I think you might remember, Nicole, when we were in LA for WonderCon as the super fans, and
Yep.
David was interviewing us individually.
Yeah.
And he came out and told us that we weren't allowed to choose Window of Opportunity as our favorite episode. And I'd already
Yeah.
done my bit where I spoke about how much I loved Window of Opportunity, and I felt really guilty and like unoriginal.
No, that's fine. Oh, honey. I think Evie and I think we all had like episodes that are our favorites, so that aren't Window of Opportunity. It's just there's a reason it's so good and we love it.
Mm.
Yeah, I felt like I justified my reasoning, the whole Sam and Jack shipper thing and the fact that I was writing fan fiction. And I mentioned Robin Mosley because I also love MacGyver and he was in a bunch of episodes.
To
But
be
yeah,
fair,
I get it. Like,
in
it's a
that
very
situation,
standard.
I wanted to
it's a very-
provoke discussion, so that's why.
Yes, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
I will say one of my favorite things about that day was that David was interviewing everybody and everyone's like very like nervous and I'm like the big extrovert energy. So I was like, I'll get first. And then I was like, because I want dinner and Evie can go right after me so we can get a seat at dinner. So even though we're the first ones down and out. But my favorite thing is that you interviewed Kieran first. And then he talks about me and Evie singing together during the karaoke night, and then interviewed me where I talked about how much I love Evie, and then interviewed you where you talked about me, and I was like, wow, this is just the Nicole and Evie show. So because I went back and listened, and I was like, oh, cute.
Oh, wow.
But yeah,
It seems like a million years ago.
yeah, pre-COVID.
This-
But yeah.
It was many, many loops ago.
I remember watching this when it aired, and I don't think that I laughed so hard,
Yeah.
or at least in a long time.
I don't think I've ever paused so much as well.
It was just so good. And it was a
Very well put
confirmation of
together.
everything that I had fallen in love with the show for the past 3 years. And it was just, it's a perfect episode. There's no other way to compute it other than that. And it's a 7. It's a 7 out of 7.
Oh, I think it's probably a 7 all around if I can speak for Nicole as well.
7.
It's definitely a 7
obviously.
for me.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Batmol the Gator is new, so he does not know, or she or they do not know the rules of our Chevron thing. So they are being educated, and they will come up with their updated rank soon. But for now, we have Nick Nar with a 7, Raj Luthor with a 6 out of 7, Oatmeal, Jacob with a 7, Dan Ben with a 7, Anthony with a 7. We'll get back to Batmol later. Mac Bolan's Conscience 7, Gecko 7, Raywood 7, Becca 7. Yes, back on track, Becca. You and me. Lock Watcher, this is a 7 with the gate active, iris open. This episode contains all the bits and pieces that make Stargate great. Amazing actors, science fiction, comedic moments, and Janet's little flashlight. I love
Yes,
the way that his
yes.
ratings change according to the flashlight. Gene Diata, 7. Someone get me an Eggo. I'd love some Eggo waffles.
Right.
Never had them. We died at 72, 7 out of 7. Jed Ted, 7. Gecko Fair asked, is that an original, David?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's not a replica.
Batmol says 6. And Dan Ben is educating Batmol on no points allowed because there are no half chevrons.
No. Nope. If someone officially logs a 0.5, we take it 1 up to the next full roundup.
A little over a year ago, David had like an aneurysm when this whole point chevron system came up. So like we've already been through this a year ago, and we don't get many new viewers.
Overstating
So-
it, but yeah. Mildly perturbed.
It's like I can feel, like I can see the vein in David's head, like popping.
No veins.
And, like,
no popping.
Yeah.
No, I'm making a
Remember
joke, and I can feel the blood just rushing to his head.
Do you remember I called it PTDSD, like
Yeah.
post-traumatic, like decimal stress disorder?
And Gene Diata said they have the scores for last week for their scoring was upgrades a 5 and Crossroads good 2 because Gene Diata wasn't here last week, and Dan Ben gave it a 6.
That's sweet, guys.
That was
a good
I like
time.
you know we've eaten a lot and we've had a good time. I laughed a lot. Like the last episode is so emotional, and then this one's just so guys. Watergate is coming. I actually love that episode.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right. The projectile vomiting. I forgot
I am
about that.
Really, really excited.
Well, I'm excited for Tom's return.
I'm excited to
Macbeth.
see the friendship starting to weirdly bloom, because this is like another
Yes.
episode where they have to work together again, and you're like, ooh.
Yes.
So I'm
I
very
learned
excited.
English at the age of 6. It was not difficult.
Yeah. Yeah.
Russian humor.
Like, the Russian and like an American like spats is so cute.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. Sorry, my cable. Just realized my laptop's about to die. I forgot to plug it. But yeah,
Plug it.
I really excited. Yeah, done it.
It's
And,
gonna be
also,
a
so-
good time.
Yeah.
Just want to
agreed.
say a thank you to all the people that said happy birthday to me, as I forgot to mention it earlier because it's been like a whole week.
Yes.
Evie and David put a whole message together. I'm assuming most of it was Evie, because most of the time when we do nice things for you, David, it's Evie as well. And you just,
She's the thinker. She's the creative
Yeah.
one.
we take the joint credit, but it's Evie is the one who initiates most of it. So thank you for the heartfelt messages, guys. I really
Aw.
appreciate it, and I'm so
Pleasure.
excited to turn 30 with you guys eventually, because that's gonna happen on here, and that is terrifying. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
We'll both be out of the 30s by the time you turn 30.
Lol Quadra made a great joke saying if David allowed it, this episode would have received higher than a 7.
Oh.
But if we
Oh,
tried,
jeez Louise.
it would be well within his rights to dismember us all.
Oh, jeez.
It's a good joke. Yep.
That's actually
Gigiana,
really
thank
funny.
you so much. Yeah, Gigiana was not here last week when we
okay.
talked loads about the
happy
fact that I was
birthday,
getting
yeah.
older. Yeah.
Hello,
thank you.
Twisty.
Yes,
Twisty
Twisty
leaped up.
is he's just really desperate for snugs. I think he's probably really keen for his breakfast, which I usually do straight after the stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's
So,
like, Mum,
yeah.
hurry up. These people
I
won't stop
know.
talking.
He's
Sick
just
of
like,
them."
feed me now, mother.
Well, thanks for happy
Actually,
birthdays, guys.
I was gonna say it's
Absolutely.
it's unfortunate that Freya's not here because I named her after Freya. From
Yeah.
Stargate,
Right?
and she's
Yeah.
not even here for
About.
the episodes.
Much
Freya,
like
come
Elise
here.
and Freya, she's
Yes.
disappeared.
I
So-
full name her when she's in trouble. I call her Freya Anise.
Come hither.
Which really helps the cat come here.
Yeah.
That's funny. Guys, this has been a blast. I appreciate
Season 4,
days like this, where we get to watch great shows with good friends. It's a good
cereal.
pressure valve. Eat cereal. Eat processed sugar. Yep.
Yep.
So-
I'm on a high now.
At least this was
I'm gonna
somewhat
find it
healthy.
very hard to go back to sleep.
Yeah, I'm
Full
gonna
of
go play
sugar
some
and
video
excitement
games.
from two excellent games.
I'm going to take my folks out to Mexican because they're heading back home today.
Oh, they're with
They've-
you?
They visited this weekend. Yep.
Oh, Oh,
So we put my
awesome.
Christmas decorations away.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say.
God, I also want to thank
Oh,
David because
team effort.
Evie, you weren't here for this conversation, but David called me about some stuff about this episode coming up
Yeah.
to do with cereal, and
Yes.
and when he called me, I had just had an argument with a friend, so I was like, oh David, now that you're here, you called me at the most impromptu time because I'm about to spend 20 minutes while you're shopping for Fruit Loops.
And we did.
To tell you about all this complaining I have to do and get your opinion, and it was so funny because he was like, wow. I'm not going to go into it, but it was like, honestly, the gossip.
Yeah, personal details. So.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
We're here for each other. I love you guys. Thank you
I
so
love
much
you.
for tuning in, everyone out there. We will see you next week for more season 4 shenanigans and malarkey. I'm David Reed for Wormhole Extremists. I'm with Nicole
Thanks.
and Yvie.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We'll see you on the other side.
Bye.
Bye.